Major changes. Changes worth your attention have been made to the FMS model's FCX24 Power Wagon. And yeah, if for any reason in the past you've kind of glazed over the FCX24 Power Wagon, it's time to sit down and watch this video, because now this is equipped with a brushless system. It has all metal gears throughout the driveline, ball bearings, better tires, a much better looking bed on the truck. I'm gonna give you a closer look at all of these goodies, and we're gonna take it outside for a drive. All right, let's get into it. Here's the truck right out of the box, and here's everything else that comes with this model. You get the FMS radio system. This one has the dip switches on top to control the speed controller, instruction manual, decals. They still give you the Doug decals too instead of the Dodge, and you get a USB charger and some basic tools. But check out this rig, guys. This looks awesome in this emerald green, and again, love the bed on the back. Here's the previous version, or the original version, to compare it to, and you can see we had some tractor tires and wheels. The rear roll bar was pretty cool, but then, you know, you had the tire up top. You could take that off to lower the CG a little bit, but yeah, it looked kind of short. I mean, it looked cool when it first came out, but now with this, I mean, how could you pass this up? This is a great looking model. So I like that they've got the two-tone look on the body still. That green definitely does pop. Clear windows, always want that. Good feature. LED lights in the front, and then this bed. The bed does bolt on to access underneath to the chassis to get to that battery. They've got the usual clips on the bottom, which I'm not a huge fan of. Sometimes they hang up when you're trying to pull the body off, so it gets a little finicky. Still like that front bumper. Great look overall, but check it out. I love the new wheel and tire combo. Much more appropriate to this truck. They got the Batrazi tires on, which look absolutely awesome. Nice, soft, squishy. So that's going to help give you some grip. And then those wheels, they just look sick. All right, let's get the body off of this thing, because you got to see all the changes underneath. So you instantly see that speed controller receiver combo. I actually reviewed the Blazer version of this over on the main channel, RC Driver Online. I'll have a link up above to that, but a viewer commented, gives kind of some Novak vibes, and that I absolutely agree with. Very cool look to it, but more importantly is what it's capable of doing. It is a brushless setup, and it says right there on the label 2 to 3S LiPo. So yeah, you could go through a 3, it'll try to squeeze a 3S LiPo in there, but the big deal, again, it's brushless. It has this Outrunner motor back here, the 1212 3200 kV, and this Outrunner setup has proven to be pretty smooth, at least in the Blazer that I drove it in. Now, it is a 2-in-1 setup. Some people aren't a huge fan of that, because if you want to go throw a different radio system in, it's obviously a bit of a problem. You got to change out your electronics. But guys, I mean, you know, out of the box, we're having fun, and the way this thing is set up now, I think these electronics work really well. Again, drove the Blazer. The setup was nice and smooth. I'll show it to you in a minute. But let's go over some of the other changes. So still got 2 servos in there, one for the steering, one for the 2-speed transmission. So you got a high-low setup in this. It does come with a 2S battery pack. And then moving on to the drivetrain. So it's all metal gears throughout the entire drivetrain now. In the original version over there, we had some plastic gears in there, and you know, people would find a way to shatter those. But now we don't have to worry about that. Much more durable, and they have ball bearings throughout. Another thing I noticed, I think this is a running change at some point, but just again, looking back to the original, it had thin drive shafts in the center. These are much more heavy duty, and they go down to these portal axles. The nice deal with portal axles, if you don't know about it, you get some more clearance out of it, you get that gear reduction, and these just work really well. Proven setup on the FCX24s, and then we'll get into the suspension. So big change here. We have aluminum bodies on the shocks, a much larger shock than the previous version. And this one, they came with O-rings, so you could go put it in the shocks, and you could put a couple drops of oil in, and it would work a little bit better. These shocks work really well now with this setup. And it does seem like this one actually works pretty good. My Blazer didn't have a lot of oil in the shocks. This one feels a bit better than that. Just, I would say, open up the shocks, double check that they got enough oil in them. I think they just put at least a few drops in, so it damps it, but you can get a little bit more performance by adding another drop or 2 of 20-weight oil. And then down here, look at this, they've got metal links. So the originals, they were composite plastic, so they're a little flexible. Now you got these nice metal links, let the suspension do its job, and you even have metal steering links in the front. Such a great looking setup. Composite chassis, but this thing is really rigid. And I really like the changes that they've made to it. It makes it a really worthwhile rig out of the box. And of course, there's plenty of parts out there, so you can go tweak it some more if you want to. But we just need to see how this thing drives. Let's head outside to the trail. Absolutely awesome day to go out on the trails with the Power Wagon RC drivers. Actually, the original trail I wanted to go to closed down for a little park maintenance. But this trail looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. This area is once a spot for a mill, and obviously it's closed down since then, but you're going to see a lot of the foundation in the background. Just a really cool place to go and explore. Right now I'm in low gear, just taking in that nice smooth crawl from this new system. Now we'll check out the steering angle. Pretty good, and I think we could dial that up just a little bit actually. Over here on the radio system, it's down just a little bit, and we get a little bit more throw out of it. Not too much. I don't think I'm going to be able to get up this rock. Maybe if I had some weight in the truck. Yeah, you can see it already tipping back. I want to get up one of these steps here. We do it. Oh, made a little power bump. There we go. This thing's got some power to it on that stock 2S pack. Bet you this thing will be a blast on 3S too. Let's go up through the weeds, just picking out my line as I go. So a couple things, even though I like the new suspension with the links and the aluminum shocks and actually even the tires, that fits under suspension. Truck is still a little high, and if you want to drop this thing down by taking out the springs just to get it to handle a little bit better, that's always an option. Maybe throw a little heavier oil in there, like 30 weight. And just like I noticed on the Blazer, the headlights a little wacky with that. You're supposed to hit the bind button, but I gotta hit the bind button and the channel 4 button on the radio system like at the same time. I don't know, am I doing that right? That's how I get it to work, so I guess I'm doing it right. The other thing is this body set definitely adds some weight to the top of the truck, and you got to watch yourself going both up and down hills. So if you want to add some brass in to help settle it in some more, it's definitely going to help out the rig. I also noticed when you're going up hills that the bed will sometimes catch and scrape on the ground. So if you want to trim out the back, that'll help with your clearances. A couple easy free fixes to get it dialed in some more, only if you want to. Again, as a scale truck, this thing looks absolutely awesome. Such a blast to drive on the trails. If you're into it, I'll have links for it in the video description below.